Hey guys, hope that you're doing fantastic. So thanks for joining for actually it's going to be a chit chat. I did a whole video thinking that when I was speaking that the camera was on, and when I was thinking that the camera was paused, it wasn't, and I went back, I started to upload it. I'm glad that I went to go look at it because I was getting situated in my seat, and anyway, I was kind of embarrassed at what I was seeing, but anyway, I thought my camera was paused when, like I said, when I was speaking, I thought it was on, and when I was getting situated, I thought it was off. So anyway, I am going to speak real quick about something that I was speaking about in the chit chat. As I began, I was going to do a reading, and something was coming across my spirit about feet. And earlier I seen feet in my spirit, and as I set the camera down and was shuffling, I began to speak about what I was seeing again, and was telling that I'd seen these feet. And I was reminded of the book of Daniel. And so I began to read about the feet in the book of Daniel, where King Nebuchadnezzar can be found in the kingdom. Okay, in the prophecy. Now, the other day, I was stating on that reading the other day. Let me get situated here. Okay, I just wanted to do this on camera with you all. So these feet go back to Daniel, and the other day, I woke up, those of you remember that video about those birds and those hateful birds and stuff like that, would also be traced back to Babylon. And I read how Babylon had fallen, and these feet go right back to that energy in the book of Daniel. And it's talking about the mixture of things. Now, we do know that we're in a time where Christ himself stated that we'd enter a time as the days of Noah. And we've been seeing a lot about flood-like stuff, right? And as the days of Noah was what? People were mixing. There were giants in the land. And it also stated, and after that as well. And just people that are cruel and won't listen or reason or anything like that. It's really easy, people, for us to detect who these people are that have mixed seed within them. But these feet today, like I was stating, I see it in my spirit, and like I said, I was really just gonna do a reading, and I seen this feet again. And so here's what it states about it. And the king Nebuchadnezzar had a dream about this big old statue, and it represented different kingdoms and things like that. And he went to Daniel, was the one who could interpret the dream, and told him what it meant. And it states here, going on, talking about the fourth kingdom was strong as iron. Now, the feet is iron and clay that's mixed together. Okay? That's the last kingdom. And here we are in the earth. But the fourth kingdom is where the iron actually came from. That was... it was broken into pieces and subdued all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. I was talking on that video about the iron because not long ago I read that about King Nebuchadnezzar, and Jehovah using the iron that King Nebuchadnezzar had in his hand, and was going to turn around and use it after he got done with what he was doing in the land on that energy. So we got the iron here, which is part of the mixture of the feet in the last kingdom that we find ourselves in. And it says, and whereas thou seest the feet and the toes, part of the potter's clay. Well, the clay, we often have been seeing the snake in the basket, and somebody's trying to catch somebody up in the net, pull them down in clay. That energy is there. And then partly iron mixed here. The kingdom shall be divided But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with the miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. I was speaking on that other video, that deck of cards that Jehovah had me sit down and make up the Hebraic living language out of. Today, the PD came out, which would go back to redemption, but on that card, it states a division there. Okay, and that's kingdom-like stuff because we're talking about the government, and that'd take us back to law and stuff like that. And we have a division going on in kingdoms. And we're right here at the feet, and people being thrown out and walking down the street and being eaten and consumed. Okay, and this is the kingdom. And like I said the other day when I was reading that stuff that the divine was giving me about the birds, and then he just literally unfolded it. We can really follow scripture where we're at in time, people. We really can. You've got to be yielded to the divine. He will reveal a thing to you and I. It's important that we know who we are, what we are, and being whole on the inside, not being divided, because the 9 of Pentacles often came out several times today. It represents for you and I to have fruit within and to be strong. Okay, and so here we are in the kingdom that's being set up, the new kingdom, where the toes and the feet are mixed with the giants and this clay, and it trying to cleave to one another, but it can't. It can't do it. It says, in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kings, and it shall stand forever. There is a great consumption going on. It's huge, but it's to get the wicked out of the land. Okay? For as much as thou sawest the stone that was cut out of the mountain, and oftentimes we've been seeing the mountain as well, and that's like an enemy type of energy. We also can go back and trace the mountain to the mountain of Esau and things like that, all kinds of different things about mountains and strength and stuff like that. But he's going on, he's talking about in this dream, he saw this mountain, it was a stone cut out of the mountain without hands. And it break in pieces the iron and the brass and the clay and the silver and the gold, and the great Elohim, the great God, it says, hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain and the interpretation thereof. Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel, and commanded that they should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him. And the king answered unto Daniel and said, Oh, of a truth it is that your God is God of gods and a Lord of kings, and a revealer of secrets, seeing thou couldst reveal this secret. Then the king made Daniel a great man, and gave him many great gifts, and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon, and chief of the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. Then Daniel requested of the king, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the affairs of the province of Babylon. But Daniel sat in the gate of the king. I thought that was really interesting that Jehovah brought that out. And it really is connected to Babylon. So here we are with the giants and the division and everything else going on in our land, people. And these giants aren't hard to detect who they are. They really aren't. After I turn the camera off, give me just a second. Okay. I have to write backwards in this phone because it flips everything. So hopefully I wrote it correct. I think so. So the left. I got on here a couple of years ago and was beginning to speak about the teeth, because Jehovah back in 2013 or 2014 showed me a dream of these huge teeth coming to the earth. And I got on here and talked about the left. And I also, like I stated when Joe Biden was getting voted to be our next president, that I was getting out of the shower and I heard the divine say, left, 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 right, left. And it was that loud. It was just like being, it was just boom going off. And I'm so amazed at how Jehovah speaks, really. That dog, the word dog or God, the other direction. We the other day I did a reading and we see a couple dogs kept coming out and stuff like that. But the word dog means Elohim, right? And to me, I hate to call him a dog, but we also have words say he is our shepherd. And I told about how, I don't know, back in 2010 or 2011, I had another dream and this great big German shepherd was just walking beside me. And it was pertaining to where we're at right now with the new president, which is on the left side, which we just spoke about the teeth and the consumption going on. And I spoke about the teeth L. We know L is God. If you go look that up, it is in our translation, it means God. So we got the teeth going on. In the phonics, the teeth God is here. And we either going to be upright or we're in division and we're proving that we're mixed. Are you mixed? Or are you going to be consumed? Or are you strong? Because here comes that stone that is going to destroy Babylon that's fallen. It's fallen. It's huge in history where we're finding ourselves now. People, it really is. And it's real dangerous to mishandle the people of the Most High who have a secret on the inside, not because we think that we're anything. Because if you're walking with the divine, you also hold that within. Okay? Even King Nebuchadnezzar had the secret. He just had to go get the interpretation, but he still had it. He still had it. And if you and I don't walk hand in hand and start marching in the land, then people really are going to be consumed by the consumption, by the shin, the teeth that are a kingdom without no end. It's huge to me, people. It's huge what's going on here. And I'm going to sit with this and get a little bit more revelation. But people are in danger. Those people who are in division and touching the people of the Most High, especially when the divine tells us to do my prophets no harm. You're in big danger for touching his people. And people have done me wrong, hard. And I'm not the only one. I'm part of a soul group. But I know who I am in the kingdom. I know who I am because Jehovah told me who I am, and I don't take that lightly. I don't. I respect the great one. And if people don't stand up and get out of stupid division, you're the one's going to be consumed. If you don't do me right. If you don't give back what's mine. Jehovah said yesterday on those readings that a judgment had already been, he already made the, he tells the thing before it even happens. He already made the judgment. If you don't follow his judgment, you're in grave danger for touching his people and segregating them the way that you have. Trying to get them thrown out on the street for the teeth feet. But Jehovah's people are protected forevermore because those people are really the ones that are truly complete. The word was shalom that came out earlier in a little reading that I just did. And that is being whole within. These people that are trying to bring a division, it's time for us to go after them and take the necks of our enemy and throw them out. And they want to eat and eat and eat, and because they're crazy and all that, we'll throw them out. It's time to throw them out then. Let them see how it feels, okay? Because this crap's going to stop people. It's going to stop. We're either going to stand up and march right and left, right, left, in the kingdom that has no end, or it is your end. anyway, this is kind of what I was talking about a minute ago. And so obviously everything happens for a reason. And he wanted to add to what he was giving me, because I didn't see that that the word left until after I got done, and I was reminded that I had actually touched on the teeth god a few years ago when all this started. So anyway, give you something to chew on. Till next time, shalom.